Welcome back to the Dragon's Lair, everybody. My name is Wade, and this is my show Let's Talk, where we talk about Warhammer 40k, specifically talking about Tyranids. We're at the end of all of my unit reviews, where I talk about the units, what I like, what I don't like, what I use it for, what I think the thing is useful for. And we're kind of at the bottom of the barrel. We're talking about the stuff that I don't like, that I don't use very much. I'll tell you why I don't like it and why I don't use it. But a lot of my opinion, it kind of boils down to what I call the secret sauce. So the secret sauce is units that are successful at doing something, and they're either good at it or really good at it, and then their points kind of make them worth choosing. So if you have something that's not good at many things, and then it's either decently points, or really too expensive, then it doesn't have the sauce, and it's probably not worth taking. Um, I'm not a super competitive player. I'm really laid back. I would rather have fun, tell a story. I would rather do crusade stuff personally because I like XP. And in everything that I do, I love XP. But anyways, so we're talking about pyrovores. I actually do own one biovore slash pyrovore, and I think the new model is really cool. I think it's beautiful. I did think it was on a bigger base size than what it is. I thought it was bigger than what it is, but that's not a big deal. It's about time. The old biovores were looking jank. But I really like the new model. So first positive thing I'm going to say. There's not many positive things I'm going to say. um, all you Biovore Pyrovore enthusiasts, buckle up because it's going to be rough. Pyrovores, movement 5, not great, not great. If he doesn't start off kind of where you intend him to be, it's you're going to be running the entire game to get anywhere. And maybe you're going to use him to stand on objectives, but I don't really see a world where that's a good thing because it's OC1. Um, yeah, really slow. He's gonna move. He's gonna move every turn and probably advance some turns. Um, I can see him staying behind as sort of a support role. So one to screen the backfield, and two maybe to help hold an objective or even help run up and clear an objective. I don't know. He's just not good at it. Um, Toughness 6. It sounds like a lot, and actually, I think it's better than you think because your high toughness stuff is going to probably draw the melta guns and plasma guns, and the equivalent. It's probably going to draw that fire away from things like pyrovores, and then people are going to try to kill pyrovores with bolters and smaller arms fire, and they're going to have a hard time. So I actually think, in a way, it's toughness is good because unless there's no other option, people are not going to use a melta or a plas or a las cannon on a pyrovore, and that's weird. I never thought of it like that way before, but so that's actually probably pretty good. Um, 3+ save. It's not great. Throw him down in some cover. That's probably the best thing to do for him. You can pull off 1 AP and keep the 3+ save. Wound 5. That's way higher than I thought it would be. So that's actually a positive. That's much higher than I thought it would be. And I looked at this before I shot this video too, and I missed that. So that's a bonus. Hey, I had a positive thing to say. Leadership 8, that's pretty standard army wide unless you have Synapse, provide Synapse, and he doesn't provide Synapse. OC1 sucks, which is why he's not there to take the objective. He's probably not even there to hold the objective. He's there to be a friend and help hold the objective or help take the objective, or maybe to muck about in the backfield and just be like, I'm a threat. Look at me. Or maybe he's not fast, so jumping him in a third or a fourth table quarter, I don't know. Like I said, it's rough. It's rough. Besides that, pyrovores don't have a lot going on for them. So ranged weapon, flame spurt, ignores cover, that's okay. Torrent, that's okay. Twin link, that's pretty good. So torrent means you don't have to roll to hit. Ignores cover, ignores cover. And twin linked basically means anything that you failed to wound, you can reroll, which is kind of okay. Here's where it falls. Here's where it falls apart for me. Range 12. That's not a lot. You got to get him right up in people's faces, and they're gonna die when you get them that close to Marines or Orc Boys or whatever the hell. Ballistic skill NA. That's because of the torrent, which is great. I skipped attacks. Attacks is the next part that's problematic for me. 1d6 plus 1. It's pretty swingy because that means you could get a 2 or you could get a 7. The spread is 5, and that's not great. You're really going to feel like wah wah when you roll the 1 and get 2 attacks. Strength 6, that's pretty good. You could put some wound on Terminators, which is always good. You should always try to be able to kill Termies. AP1, that's going to help you get there. Damage 1, once again. If it was damage 2 or if it was damage 3, and I know not everything can be great, but what I'm saying is remember back to the sauce. If it's not saucy enough that you need it, then you probably don't need it. And with AP1, 1 damage, small number of attacks, having to get really close to the enemy, it's really rough. Melee weapons, basically useless. 2 melee attacks with the chitin barbed limbs. High side of average to hit. Strength 5, which is okay. AP 0, none of that's going through. And what does go through is only 1 damage. So it's not great. I don't like Pyrovores. I don't use Pyrovores. I don't think that they're worth including in my lists because I need all my points for everything else that's super important. Deadly Demise 1, so if it dies, you roll on a d6. If you roll a 6, he blows up, dealing mortal wounds to everybody around him, but he only deals 1. Faction Synapse, when it's there, that means he benefits from it. That means he can receive the extra die towards leadership. Burning Spray, in your shooting phase, after this unit has shot, select one enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, the enemy unit cannot have the benefit of cover. So, I mean, like I said before, a support role, like take him with somebody else. Like if you had 20 gaunts charging something, maybe. I guess Termagaunts would be the thing because if you had 20 gaunts that were going to shoot at a bunch of guys in cover, you could take cover away from them, and that would be pretty okay. I don't think Burning Spray is a good enough ability to want me to include them. Looking at the keywords, Harvester, maybe depending on their point cost at the time, it'd be worth having a couple of them in the background because they'd be able to heal a different unit. They could heal themselves or they could heal a different unit. Maybe. I'm trying to be positive here. But that's in an assimilation swarm. I try to do all these from the perspective of invasion fleet. And so I will say that having torrent weapons in invasion fleet is rough because if you hyper adapt for sustained hits, you're not rolling to hit. And if you hyper adapt for lethal hits on vehicles, once again, you're not rolling to hit. I will say I did recently play a game against Chaos Knights. Invasion fleet hyper adapted to hyper aggressive, so the lethal hits against vehicles. And I did get quite a lot of stinger salvos to wound. So, those are strength 6 as well. Those are AP 0 and 1 damage. And I did get a lot of wounds off of those. So that's what I'm saying. You roll a 5, you get 6 attacks. You rolled a wound, you didn't succeed, but you get to reroll. So I could see a world in which they can do damage. They're not there to rule. They're not there to make a big difference. They're there to kind of be another unit to shoot at. And if you're worrying about something else, then maybe you can victimize your enemy with some Pyrovores. I don't use them. I don't really like them. They're not saucy enough for me. How about we say that? But we here at the Dragon's Lair appreciate you spending your time with us. We want to say thank you for spending your time with us here at the Dragon's Lair.